Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I'm Pretty Papercraft 67. I've just come on tonight. It's Monday night here in Brisbane in Australia, and it's design team project time again for LavenderBlu, and so I've started on my project for this month, and I've chosen the kit Shabby Butterflies for my project for July. So I've just decided to make a little tag booklet. It's a really pretty kit, this one, from Fiona. Oh, excuse the cars. Young kids across the road. Yeah, so this booklet is made up of what resembles paper bags. The actual template that this kit, the artist that created this kit is Genevieve Designs. She's an Etsy seller. She has a YouTube channel as well. You probably all know her. And she created this template to make this booklet. So I just thought it was I've made one before. I'll just grab it to show you. It's a really, really pretty kit. And many possibilities. So this was the original book that I created when I first started using this template, and so I thought that I would do it this month for my design team project. This is such a beautiful paper line. Fiona Collage at LavenderBlu has made this a digital kit, and yeah, I just think it's such a pretty project. But tonight, I just wanted to do a little bit of collage. I want to fill each paper bag with some tags, and so I just thought we'd just do some basic collage. I have a lot of scraps left over from where I've cut the shapes of these bags. So yeah, I just thought that I would turn the camera on and just do a little bit of collage, a masterboard basically. So I've just picked a 12 by 12 piece of cardboard. This one has a textured pattern on it. It's a creamy colour. The back is quite smooth. So I think, because these will be journaling tags, I think I will collage on the actual textured side of the scrapbooking paper or cardstock. So yeah, I'm just going to basically just lay down some scrap papers onto here, and then when it's all dry I can then cut my tags from it. I find this is a really wonderful way to use up scrap papers and also make ephemera for junk journals. So yeah, I have done a video previously on a masterboard. I'll link it at the end. I did that one with Edith Holden paper. So yeah, just using my glue stick because it's just paper on paper, and I'm just going to have a little play. As I always do, whenever I lay something down, I just like to give it a really good burnish just to make sure that everything meets where it's supposed to. And I'm just going to pick random papers. I do have a lot of this one left. I printed out a couple of these to do a few different things within the mini album. So I'm probably going to use those as a lot of my background, and then I will then go over the top of those with some of the other scrap left over from the kit. So how is everyone doing? Oh, isn't it winter time now? It's really cold here. Probably nothing like it would be down south or overseas for that matter. But it's come on really suddenly, so you always think you're prepared for winter, but you never quite are. So I've got all the jumpers and woolly stuff out, and I've given them all a good wash. And yeah, my husband's a baker, so he feels it. He's very thin, and he feels it a lot because he gets up early morning to go to work. So I was going to make sure I've got nice warm clothes for him. Oh dear. Yeah, it's been another busy start to the week. My My daughter has moved now. She's living in her new unit, so hopefully things can settle down a little bit now for her and for all of us. Yeah, last week was very full on with taking care of my grandson while she worked, and then was moving on the day she wasn't at work. So they're a great blessing, little grandchildren, or any children. But you just you forget. Well, my youngest daughter is 23 this year, so 23 years ago you just did what you did because that was life. But then you have a bit of a break away from it and you realise just how hard looking after littlies is. But he's gorgeous, and he's just started to crawl, but he doesn't want to crawl. He really wants to walk, and so I don't think it will be very long, and then he'll be making his way in the world. So yeah, this kit is, there's lots of pink in this kit. Lots and lots of pink. I was actually thinking I might put a little bit of coffee stain in it just to break up some of that pink, and I'm just going to rip those edges just to break it a little bit. And that's a better style, I like that better. Music paper would also look pretty amongst this kit, but I just don't have any handy. We'll just make do with a bit of coffee stain, and it just breaks it up that little bit like that. Once I'm finished with the collage and I've cut my tags, shapes and everything, I've printed out a couple of extra pages from the kit with the bigger butterflies on them, so I think I will then go over the top of the tags when they're done and just yeah, put those butterflies and a few other elements and things from the pages onto it as well. This is just a new kit from Fiona. She's just released this one a little while ago, and yeah, it's really very pretty. I can see I will be using it a lot because it's really up my alley. I love grunge, I really do, and I do tend to grunge up just about everything that I make, but I think that you can get away with a shabby chic grunge. I think just adding heavy ink to anything really gives it that grungy look. So I'm just going to lay that on down there. Now, of course you could, if you wanted to, you could ink just to really give it that real heavy look. You could ink around all your pieces before you lay them down, but just for ease of time I'm just going to do it this way. The page has already gotten awfully gluey. I'm just going to do it this way, and then I'll come back in with machine stitching when my tags are cut, and I'll distress all my edges and that then, so it'll give it that really nice grungy look. And masterboards, or collages, they just really come together really quickly. I like them a lot for that type of thing. Yeah, you have a whole lot of random papers, and then before you know it, you've got something that resembles something. So, fun. I know some people get a little bit intimidated by collage, but I just find it to be very relaxing. I enjoy it a lot. I hope I'm in camera. Sorry if I'm out of camera there. Yeah, so I'll just put that one there. And the good thing about a masterboard or collage like this is nothing has to run in the same direction. It's just however however you want it to be. And when I'm actually cutting my tags, I will continue to turn the Masterboard so that they're all, you know, slightly different patterns on each tag. I'm hoping, I think there's about 8 pockets in that mini album, but because I do my tags quite large, I think I'll probably only get about 5 or so out of this particular kit, but I'll just do another one. I like that there, but I think I want to fill that in with some more coffee stain paper. Something underneath there because there's a bit of white there. Oh dear. Well, I hope everyone is well. And I'd just like to say welcome to all the new subscribers that have joined me on my channel. Thank you so much. It's quite overwhelming, you know, when you get new subscribers. I always doubt myself. I'm just that sort of person. I think we are all our own worst critic when it comes to crafting or anything, I guess. So yeah, a lot of the time I feel like I'm sitting here talking to myself. So it's really lovely when you know, you realise you've got some following and people are so generous in their comments and so lovely, and it sort of spurs me on then to make another video or to do another project or something like that. So yeah, so welcome and thank you very much for all the beautiful comments that people have been putting down on in the comments just of late. Very much appreciate it. I just got to remember to keep my eye on the time because I only have a 30-minute window for filming. Oh, just a question I'd like to put out there. If somebody's got an answer for me, that would be really wonderful. Ink. I tend to go through a massive amount of ink. I guess being on the design teams, you are required to print a lot. But I find I have a HP printer, just a inkjet, I suppose it is, just your basic standard home office printer. But ink cartridges are not cheap, and I tend to be going through an ink cartridge every fortnight. And I'm sure there's a better way. I really do believe there's got to be a better way. I was looking into ink tanks and the printers that go with them, but they're costly. And I just, before I, you know, went ahead and purchased something like that, I just would really love some feedback from people that maybe own one or are contemplating buying one. What is the best brand? How do they work? It's ridiculous. I've printed out this kit, and I think I did just some random printing. So I think possibly I got maybe 35 sheets printed, and I'm out of ink again. So, you know, that's another $38 I'm going to have to go and afford now to print some more digital kits, and it's just, you know, it's very costly. And I was there for a little while printing out at Officeworks, which is great. I do think it's great value. But just sometimes, you know, you need your printer at home because something will just sort of come up at the spur of the moment that you want to print or you need to print. And so yeah, I just appreciate any advice that anyone might have on what is better printers, more economical printers, that type of thing. I just want to break that up a little bit, but I don't want it to look, I want it to look like it's actually meant to be in there. So I'll just pop that on there. Like so. And this area here, I want to break that up a bit as well, because that's pretty much the size of a tag there. So I just, if I cut that area as a tag, all you're going to get is those pink butterflies. So I want a little more than that. So I'll just lay this piece down here. I'm noticing that this cardstock is starting to curl, and some of them will do that. So this isn't, pardon me, this isn't a great quality. I think it's a Kmart brand, to be honest. It serves a purpose, it serves it well, but yeah, it's a little bit thinner than like your Stampin' Up cardstock or, you know, some of the bigger brands. So, but that's okay. It will, once it's completely dry, it will flatten out. And I've also noticed that if, you know, as I do, I sew around most of my projects. If you sew, then it flattens it out again. So if you're doing something like this, don't be too worried about the fact that it's curling, because it's not a permanent thing. It will lay straight. I'm just going to put that there to break up that solid line. I've still got quite a bit. Oh, that's a pretty rose. That's quite pretty. That one there. Alright, so I've still got quite a bit there. I could possibly even, well, I'm probably more than likely have to do another one, because I don't think I'll get quite enough tags out of this. I mean, you know, I do big tags. If you did smaller tags, you'd definitely get a fair few out of this. But the pockets in this mini album, they are large. So the template tag that I work with is, what is that? Just over 15 centimetres by almost 8.5, and it kind of just fits really nicely in there. So I need, I've got one bag there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 tags I'll need to fill this book. Alright, so that's basically my collage. I'm going to leave it there like that. I'm just going to gather up the rest of these scraps and move them aside. And they will certainly come in handy for some more. Oh, this, I'd like to put a little bit more of that blue in there, maybe. That's such a pretty blue. It's a purpley blue. Really lovely. I'm just going to pop that little piece there. Pop him there like so. Okay, so how are we going for time? Oh, geez, time goes fast. Now, ordinarily, I would let that dry. I'd probably place it under some heavy books or something and leave it dry. But just for time, I just wanted to get on and get these tags cut out. Pop my glue stick away, just so that, you know, you can see. So this is how we've been collaging, but I'm actually going to turn it this way, just to see what patterns we get. So I just lay down my tag template and I just trace around. Trying to keep it straight. So that's one. I don't know whether we'll get enough. No, it's going to be just that little bit over, but that's okay, because if they're just, it's only really by 1/8 of an inch. shorter on this bottom side, so that's no biggie. Looking like I'm going to get 6 tags out of this 112 by 12 sheet. So that's not bad at all. And I've definitely got enough left over to do another, maybe not a 12 by 12, but you know, close enough that I can do my extra 2 tags and maybe a couple of journaling cards. You know, the Shabby Butterflies kit is lovely. It's it has 8 double fold or double sort of A4 size journal pages fold out, and it has 3, I think, from memory, 3 sheets of ephemera. There's some envelopes and there's some pockets, and then there's, actually I can show you, I haven't cut it up yet. No, that's the wrong one. These are great too. These are new from Fiona. She does her Freebie Friday. So she puts things like this up on her Facebook page, and it's just a little envelope, and you can just stack it full of ephemera. So if you're not part of the Facebook group, LavenderBlu group, head on over and join up, because there's always something going on. Lots and lots of beautiful digitals. Fiona's very talented. So this is the ephemera page for the Shabby Butterflies. So, you know, there's lots and lots of some tags and some tickets and journaling cards, bingo. I love bingo cards. So there's lots of possibilities there. Alright, so I'm just going to grab my scissors and I'm just basically going to cut this out and we'll see what we get. As I said, I would probably wait until this was drier, but it'll still dry. It won't affect anything much. Corner there, and then we've just got that piece left over, which could come in handy. They could be some tall skinny tags or some shorter ones. We'll keep that because there's a couple of smaller pockets in this mini album that will need to be filled. And just cut along there like that, and just cut up each tag. These as well, and on the back here I'm not too worried about the pencil lines because I will come back in and back all the tags with some coffee stained paper. So they will just simply disappear. But if you wanted to keep just the manila colour, just rub out the pencil lines. Easy. Alright, so that is our 6 tags done. Easy as that. We've been on film for about, on camera rather, for about 25 minutes and we've got 6 tags done. And look at them, aren't they lovely? That one's a little plain. Yeah, no, I like them. And like I said, I'll come back in with these, I'll fussy cut these butterflies and make these images from these digitals, like the beautiful urn and some little butterflies. There's some fernery and greenery and more rose flowers, and these big blue butterflies, they are beautiful. So I will fussy cut and make these 5 blue. I might just add a little bit of lace and trim and whatnot. But yeah, so you know, then you just basically do a little bit of distress inking around the edge just to give them some definition. Like so. And see the difference? It just shabbies it right up. Or grunges it right up as soon as you add that ink. I've changed up a little bit. I usually use Vintage Photo, but at the moment I'm using Gathered Twigs Distress Ink, Tim Holtz. It's a little darker than the Vintage Photo, but not so dark as the walnut stain. I'm not a lover of the walnut stain. It's too dark for me. I'm sure that other people love it, but just for me, I prefer a little lighter than that. So So yeah, so that's the idea. I will, you know, I'll punch my hole in there, and I will definitely, just eyeballing that, I'll definitely do some machine stitching around all the edges, and I will fussy cut my butterflies to make some focal points, and then I'll put some sort of tie, whether it be vintage lace or calico or whatever. And then, yeah, they will just fit really nicely within the pockets in this mini album. Just like so. And like I said, once they're completely dry, they will come back to being quite flat. I just manipulate them a little bit and get them to lie flat, and straight away that's much flatter, you can see. So there you go. So thank you so much for joining me today. Just a quick little craft with me. Yeah, I just had to get these bits and pieces done, and I thought Masterboard, what a perfect way to do it. And yeah, I just thought I'd turn the camera on and say hello and see how everyone is doing. So thank you so much for joining me today. Hope everyone is well and finding some time for crafting. And I'll see you all on the next video. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.